This ain't entertainment. It's fucking on the slave shit. These songs just the spirituals I swam against them waves with. Ended up on shore to their amazement. I hope the example I set's not contagious. Lock us behind gates but can't tame us. Victory to me is when you spend your time right. Victory to me is when you get your grind right.
This is the rundown. We are Bizak back in the booth, back in the building.
Don't do that no more.
Don't do what anymore?
Bizak, the Raptors, Bizak.
I swear, if they go back and listen to a previous podcast, you did that for Bizak, and I said this same thing.
Don't do it.
And here you go.
Well, hear it again. Yeah, there go again.
Giant hater.
There go again. This is the rundown. We are back again, talking sports and a little bit else in between. I am Zach B. Go ahead and introduce yourselves, gentlemen, who you are in the house, who we got in the crib, holding it down.
Malik L. Peacock here, appointed for duty.
Reporting
for duty.
The government name.
Is that your full middle initials there? This is Marty Martin here. No need to know my full name. You can look it up on your own, man.
You got your boy Al.
Oh, man. Good to have all the boys back in the building. Last time we talked a little bit of hoops overall, and the next round is officially here. NBA semi-playoff matchups are officially underway. We got that round 2. Well, it's probably not even round 2. It's like round 3 or maybe even 4 in regards to the Houston Rockets and the Golden State Warriors. We got that series. We got the Milwaukee Bucks and the Boston Celtics. We also got Portland and Denver after the San Antonio Spurs was able to suffer their first round exit by the Denver Nuggets.
By the hand of their own. They didn't foul in the last 10 seconds. What was they doing?
I would probably say 30 seconds. By 10, I feel like by 10,
then Pop gonna cover for them talking about some they didn't hear him. How you don't hear? And then they say Forbes. Forbes looked at him.
What's his first name? Did you watch any of the games? What's his first name? Because I kept saying it the whole series. When I said Brennan, every time they say it, Brennan, what's his name? I want you to say his name. Say his name.
B. Forrest was over here. I swear he told LaMarcus, he was like, go foul him. And LaMarcus, got the shuffle in his feet. And then nothing happened. Yeah, so Denver was able to take care of business in that series. And so they'll be playing the Portland Trail Blazers. And then we got that other matchup, too, where, like you said, Malik, why did Kawhi go off like that? Where we got the Toronto Raptors and the Philadelphia 76ers. So the NBA semi-playoffs are well set and underway. And talk a little bit about, Malik, that matchup yesterday between Toronto and Philadelphia 76ers. Because from the looks of it, Pascal Siakam, which we all love, and Kawhi Leonard basically put on a show.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Look at the stats. Them the only two dudes.
Kyle Lowry a bum.
Yeah, them the only two dudes.
They won. Look.
I'm sorry.
45-29, like them the only two people y'all got to stop.
Well, in that game.
Well, yeah, right. In that game at the moment, them the only two people that feed the high hand, like them the high hand, them the high people, them the only two people y'all got to stop. Y'all can't stop them. They ain't looking too good. Because once Kyle Lowry do end up start hitting that 3-shot and all that other stuff, then.
If he do.
I mean, he was control. I mean, I'll put it this way. Whenever, Kyle Lowry doesn't score, consistently. But I always say this, he does a decent job, in terms of tempo and getting the other guys involved, because he can find Kawhi, and he can find Danny Green, and he can find guys like Pascal Siakam in transition. He is able to do that at least. Get his 7, 8, even 9 assists. At the point guard position. So I'll at least give him credit for that.
I think we are so harsh on Mike Lowry. And not Mike Lowry.
Who did he say, Alex?
What? Make sure you add that.
What are you talking about, man?
Voice or whatever. Anyways, no, but we I can't think of his name because I'd have been. No, not Kyle Lowry.
Mike Conley.
Mike Conley. He's such a nobody. I can't even remember his name. But anyways, he's better than Kyle Lowry to me. So I feel like we so harsh on Mike, but he better than Kyle.
I mean, I guess Mike Conley's better than Kyle. No, Mike Conley's better than Kyle Lowry, but who at the crib?
Giant hater.
Who's at home? Who's at home?
Who cares?
He's at home. At the end of the day, he is at the crib, and Kyle Lowry's in the second round of the playoffs.
Sitting comfortably with his bank account.
And so I look at, we talk a little bit about that Toronto series in Philly. And yes, Pascal Siakam played well. Yes, Kawhi Leonard played well. But on the other end, Jimmy Butler didn't play too hot. Joel Embiid definitely didn't play too hot. He was at what was his percentage, Malik? Was he 5 of 18 or he was 5 of 18 from the field. How many points? Only what?
16.
Only 16 points. And how many rebounds? 11 rebounds? 13 rebounds?
Yeah,
8 rebounds. So not even a double-double from the superstar Joel Embiid. Some say that he may still be hurt a little bit. What did you see out there, Jamar? Just by looking at the highlights and just seeing how it transpired. Do you think that Joel Embiid
I just think
is healthy?
It was like KD versus, Pat Bev and Lou Williams. It's like, when you having a special night, ain't too much you can do with that.
Oh, in terms of Kawhi?
Yeah. It's like, same thing, Kawhi got going, man, and he had a great night. What, he scored 45? And then Pascal got 29, so when you got two people having a special night, it's nothing you could do there. So that's what I just seen. And then I seen the Sixers. The Sixers just didn't have a good night. I feel like Jimmy just really hasn't shown up to me in the playoffs like that. I feel like Joe.
Not even in the first round.
A little bit, but nothing spectacular like I want him to be.
Toronto for sure stepped it up defensively because Joel, every time if y'all seen the game, every time he got in the post, they really tried to jump him down there. They was trying to send 2 or 3 people down there, especially if you sit middle. So, them, even though they weren't, necessarily scoring as high as Kawhi or Siakam, they for sure was, picking it up on the defensive end and causing trouble down there and all that.
Yeah, so, again, like you said, Jimmy Butler, he struggled. And like I mentioned before, who else was struggling? Actually, it's really the whole starting lineup outside of JJ Redick who really struggled because, Tobias Harris, he kind of struggled a bit because, I believe Pascal Siakam and Kawhi Leonard, each of them both had
Ben Simmons
more
was 7 to 8 out there, man.
How many points?
14.
14. What we gonna do with 14
struggling. That's his usual, man. No, but to me, I just think that Toronto's the better team all around. They're better. Kawhi's a better star than all their stars. More assertive. Gonna go off of what he goes off for a period. But then defensively, you got Kawhi. You got Marcus you got Green, and you got Ibaka, man. With all that length, it's gonna be hard for Embiid to be able to, take over. You said what?
Experience too.
Yeah, experience too. Because Kawhi got a championship under his belt. Lowry and all them, they done been at least to the second round. Ain't nobody making it out of the East. This is the first year where somebody get to step out of the East and they never stepped out of the East before.
Yeah, that's not LeBron James.
Yeah,
so yeah,
exactly.
Absolutely. And so when you look at Philly, and they struggled, as far as the starting lineup from across the board, really except for JJ Redick, who was 6 of 13, and he had 5 threes in the game overall.
7 of 8.
So he was able to perform well. But who else actually has to step up to actually have a shot in this series, Alex, for
the 76ers?
For the 76ers.
Mainly Tobias Harris, he got to be the one to create shots. When the offense breaks down and stuff like that, you can't just throw it in the paint. So I say Tobias Harris, and then he needs to help, knock down some trade balls, really.
Okay.
That's really going to be, people say how Ben Simmons is the most, the greatest liability to have. But he's a liability because he don't shoot the 3 ball at all. So it's everybody around him, y'all got to be hitting off on something.
You see being warm-ups?
Oh, man.
What was doing, shooting?
Woo!
Looked it bad, man.
I could teach him
He gonna come around. Watch.
Yeah, no, because Kawhi wasn't that great of a shooter when he got in either, right?
Yeah, Kobe talked about that.
So yeah, so and like you talked about last time, but being still young, man. So
yeah, he's only 20 years. He's 21.
Yeah, so
that'd be my big thing.
I'm 22, and I got a strap on me at all times when I hit the court. But I'm just saying, that's me though.
All right,
that's me. I've been like this though. Hey Ben, come holler at me. I got you.
Okay.
$100,000 this summer. I'll get you together.
Yeah, all right. But no, Ben Simmons definitely got to work on the shot. 14 points. That's not
at least
enough.
A jump shot, man.
Yeah, you got to be respected out there, at least to shoot the mid-range.
Or a floater. James Harden don't shoot too many mid-range, but he'll float that much.
Yeah, absolutely. And so, Philly, so you say Tobias Harris has to be the difference maker down the stretch. I personally think Joel Embiid is hurt. I really think he's not 100%, just like Paul George in the Blazers series. He wasn't 100%. But regardless of the fact if they're hurt or not, I expect them to play. You know what I'm saying? It's the playoffs. So I expect them to play, regardless of the fact.
He's playing. We got to respect him for that. But at one point, you got to look at, how much is this worth it? Cause even if you're not at 100%, it's like track. If you're not at 100%, then it's no point of you being out there. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
They might still lose. If Joel ain't 100%, they lose by a little bit. But still. If you're not gonna win with him, you're not gonna win with him 100% unless Jimmy erupts, and still waiting on that.
Yeah, it's only been one game in terms of this series, but I
feel like even in the first round, Jimmy was doing good, but I saw Tobias hitting his shots, Redick hitting his shots, even Ben Simmons trying to do more. And then Embiid carried that. I think
Embiid, he really carried.
Not saying that Jimmy didn't do nothing. He was big brother.
Yeah,
he stepped in.
Yeah, he stepped in.
Made sure Embiid didn't get suspended for nothing, which Embiid never was, because Embiid don't never react like that to nobody.
So sometimes
depends on who you are.
Yeah,
trolling.
And so, Philly and Toronto, that's a good matchup so far.
Who you think gonna win? Who's your pick?
If I got to pick, it got to be Toronto in 6. I'm going Toronto in 6 just because of Kawhi Leonard and how well he's going to play. I know he's going to play well. I know he's going to go out there and give it, give it his all. He's going to shoot all across the board, mid-range, the outside, the catch and shoot, the penetrate, the fast break. I know what I'm going to expect. And I also know that he's going to play defense and he's going to check Ben Simmons. He's going to contain Ben Simmons. And he's going to control the pace of the game.
Is that the person we should be worried about, though, Ben Simmons?
In terms of the 76ers?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I think so, just off the strength that Kawhi Leonard is going to check Ben Simmons, and he's going to be able to dictate what Ben Simmons can and cannot do while he's on the basketball floor. So I think that in alone itself will put the Philadelphia Sixers in an uncomfortable position with their point guard. Who was guard?
Was it
everybody? He was everybody. Self-check. What'd you say, Alex?
Self-check.
In the words of Lou Will, we had several different packages for Kawhi.
No, that's literally how it was, Malik. I think he shot over 50% for contested shots, so it didn't even matter really who was checking him because he was on.
He shot over 50% overall.
Yeah, but his contested shots,
because that was the one where the hand was in his face and he just still. Oh no, that's KD. That's KD though.
Well, they both
still,
had
same way,
shots.
Same thing.
Same results.
Face. I know where the rim at.
Mm-hmm. Same results, and so that's a good series within itself. But then we have another series out west that's not Houston versus Golden State, but I think it's going to be a very good matchup overall.
I got Portland in 6.
The Denver Nuggets and the Portland Trailblazers. Now you say you got Portland in 6. Why so?
I just like that team better. I think Dame and CJ are hitting the stride right now in the playoffs. They were already coming in, shooting it well, but now it's even better. They fired up and coming off a 50-point game to eliminate somebody. I think Dame just continues to walk forward. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And then I don't know. I think Enes Kanter is there's some issues with him, right? I think I heard something about that. So hopefully that isn't true and he can play. But if there's no injury issues, I think Portland to pull this out. Well, it'll be tough. Maybe 7. But I really I want them to get this handled quick, because if they let Denver stick around with Jokic and stuff, it's not gonna be pretty.
I'll play devil's advocate, and I do believe Portland Trailblazers will win this series in 6. Just I agree with you. I believe they can do it in 6. But Denver's not gonna hold anything back. And,
no, not at all.
And you mentioned Jokic, Nikola Jokic, and my thing with him is he's probably gonna be the most dominant player in terms of front court on the floor in that series.
Yeah.
And so, what can the Portland Trailblazers do, Malik, to try to prevent Jokic from being that all-around stud that he's been throughout the course of the season?
I mean, I would say kind of zone them, but you don't want to really zone the Nuggets. They gonna fire that thing up and they gonna make it. They not gonna miss. Really, I don't know. I guess the big man is gonna have to play. The big man down low is gonna really have to play center field for real. Keep an eye on him while you keep an eye on everybody else running up and down, running through the middle and things like that. So he gonna have to play like a man type of zone in the disguise type thing. I don't know, cause like he gonna be everywhere on the floor. He don't just play down low.
Exactly. And so you got Jokic. He's gonna be inside, outside, like you mentioned, post, looking to get guys involved. I mean, the game 6, a crucial game 6 that they lost in, he still was able to have a huge spark in the game, over 40 points, double-double with that, and almost 10 assists. So he's played, phenomenal throughout the course of the season and regular season. That's why the Denver Nuggets are obviously the number 1 seed. But who else can help around Jokic? What other players? Because for me,
Gary Harris, fire it up.
For me, it's gonna be a matchup between like guard play. Guard play, I think, determines who wins this matchup.
That's literally gonna be the matchup. Because the thing is, though, like Portland really only got their front 2. That's gonna be their heavy hitters. That's who they gonna have in for 40 minutes in the game. The Nuggets. They got a whole lot of different guard combos to throw at you.
Yeah, they do. Yeah,
they do. They gonna have to wear down Dame and CJ for sure. Find a way somehow to at least wear them down. If they gonna be playing 40 minutes, then everybody else on the Nuggets, they gotta share the minutes and continue to put fresh legs in there and wear them down for sure.
Alex, who do you see winning this series between the Portland Trailblazers and the Denver Nuggets? The Portland Trailblazers, we obviously know they're on a come up right now after knocking off the Russell Westbrook and Paul George, Oklahoma City Thunder. They took care of business against them. Damian Lillard dropped the 50, which we will talk about. Which 50-point game was more impressive, Kevin Durant's or Damian Lillard's? We will discuss that. But first, I need your insight on the Portland Trailblazers in the Denver series and just how you see it going. Do you see that series being maybe tough for the Portland Trailblazers in a sense?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a good one. I think Denver is like that. He's going to give all, that's what gave the Spurs really trouble, because they can bring good 3 or 4 guys off the bench that, actually contribute, a lot. And so I think that's going to be tough for Portland. Like I said, Portland got the main 2 guys, but Portland is kind of big inside also, Aminu, he'd come up big at times and shock people. So I'm going to go with Portland in 7. I want
7. Ooh, we the full 7. Okay, so you see Jamar. We said 6.
I can see 7.
And you said, why can you see 7, Malik?
Because it's not like each team, like either team really got like a huge disadvantage or a huge advantage on the other team. You feel me? Like I hope it don't go to 7 for the Nuggets' sake. If they do win the series, I hope it don't go to 7 because they just came off a 7-game series.
Mm-hmm.
But I can definitely see it going to 7.
Yeah, it could definitely go 7. It can go 6. It can go 6 Denver. It can go 6 Portland. It can be in Portland's favor too as well. And so like Portland for me, I think they're going to win this series, but I think it comes down to Jamal Murray versus Gary Harris. Jamal Murray and Gary Harris versus, CJ and Dame. And I think Dame and CJ will, with the experience level in that, it may be past due for them to kind of escape out of the second round and kind of head to the Western Conference as these young bulls, Jamal Murray and Gary Harris still got a little more room for improvement.
Yeah, I think.
Turn it up fast, though, because the Nuggets got home court advantage.
Yes, yeah, they do.
I think
turn it up fast.
It'll be fun. It'll be fun to watch. I think I'm signed with the experience factor myself. Like I think Dame and CJ will take care of business, and I think like looking at like game planning wise, like you kind of gotta just let Jokic do what he does, man. Like, cause it's like with a guy like that, it's kind of like you can try to contain it, but you're not gonna be able to stop it.
Yeah.
But you like the other guys, like you lock them up. You lock up Jamal Murray, you lock up Gary Harris, so they can't help out. You know, they score 10, that's fine. But you're not letting Jamal Murray go off for 25, 30. You're not letting Gary go off for 20 and 25. You know, you let Jokic do his damage, and then CJ and Dame gonna beat that, you know.
Okay, so what about on the other end? Now you mentioned that, you know, maybe
on the other end, you can't let Dame or CJ get open looks at the. You can't let Dame get an open look at the shot, and you got to make sure that you stay on CJ through all his dribble moves and through screens and everything.
Yeah, I mean that's easy to say.
I mean, I mean, shit is.
I mean, get to hit you with that little in and out step back. I mean,
yeah, because it's hard to guard somebody when they 7, 8 feet away from the 3-point line at the logo, you know. Logo, man, like
Logo Lillard. Yeah, Logo Lillard.
You know, like it's hard. You know, like it's the same thing with like Steph and them. You know, like as soon as he cross half court, you know, like it's like, do I really want to pick him up right there? But you got to, because if he feeling it, he throwing it up, and it's with
That's why I said the home court advantage, because like. That's like I expect I swear Portland to win too, but like that home court advantage first 2 games, Denver is gonna play a huge part.
Oh, they split that.
That's what I'm saying. This is their first time like being in the playoffs in the Wild and things. They crowd gonna be hyped.
They gonna be hyped,
bro.
They splitting that for sure.
Gonna try to run Portland, bro.
They splitting that.
I expect Portland to win, but they ain't just gonna
roll them over.
Yeah, they just gonna roll over.
Okay, absolutely.
I think they gonna split it. You know, like I don't know. I feel like, you know, like yeah, they gonna be excited and they gonna be the energy gonna be great.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I can talk from experience. Sometimes, like if the energy's too much and you don't know how to contain yourself, then you gonna overthink and try to overdo. You know, and I can see that. I can see that from a young group like Jamal Murray and Gary. You know, like good guys.
I'm telling you.
We gonna see.
Yeah, we definitely are gonna see.
It's gonna be fun though, and I look forward to watching it though.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And one thing I do want to mention is that obviously we said that Damian Lillard dropped 50, closed the casket, game. Who got next? Who got next?
It's time.
And then, you know, the closing game of the first series between the LA Clippers and the Golden State Warriors came down to a 50-point game by none other than obviously Kevin Durant.
You know, it was
a blowout win.
You know who he is.
And you know who he is, right? That's what he said. You know, I'm Kevin Durant. And ever since he said that, he's going for 45, 50, 33, and 38.
What is he averaging, like 45? He averaging like 45, 40 or something like that, with like 6 or 8 rebounds, 5 or 6 assists, shooting like 50. Free throw was like 90. Man, hey.
Kevin Durant, he was in his bag. Most definitely the first round of the playoffs.
That's a guy where I don't even know if you could just try to let him do what he do. I mean, you could just try to be there, you know, because it's gonna be hard.
Oh yeah, it's, you know, they tried. Like Lou Will said, they tried.
And then he's 7 foot, so like with Houston, it's gonna be like difficult. Like he too fast for Capella. He too big for PJ Tucker.
PJ Tucker will probably be the one guard.
Yeah, he gonna be the one guard,
but
still, you know, he's still seeing over everybody that's coming to him. You know, but the thing about KD is that he can slow the game down and not be affected by the defense.
Man, he just gotta be physical with him. Push him around.
Okay, foul.
Easier said than done. But no. So yeah, 2 players dropped 50 in the playoffs. Which 50-point game was more impressive? Was it Damian Lillard's or Kevin Durant's?
Dame's shot in the game is more impressive. KD's all-around game is the more impressive game. The shot goes to Dame. Game goes to KD, man.
We're talking about 50 though. I'm talking about both. We're talking about both 50-point games. Just 50s.
Because you can disagree with me. That's fine, you know.
That's why I'm asking you.
Yeah, my thing of why on KD's game is more impressive to me is like, yeah, like I know Dame hit the game winner, like yeah, but even with his 50, the game's still there, you know, for anybody's taking. KD throws down for 50, and it's like we can't even compete no more. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, it's like when he scores 50, it's almost like, you know, like how I'd be like, you know, like, it'd be like, you know, if this team scores 100 points, then there's no way, like it's a, you know, they're 18-0 when scoring 100 points.
Yeah.
The Warriors would be like 37-0 when KD scores 50 or something like that. You know, like, Dame, you know, I love Dame, but like with his 50, it's still within reach, you feel me?
Mm-hmm.
You know, granted, different teams, stuff like that, like, you know, so you could say Dame's is more, you know, better because of their team, but KD's is like dominant, you know, like, y'all not even close. Like, I was playing with y'all them first couple games, but here I am.
Yeah, I say KD for sure. Like he scored on different ways and whatnot, but I mean at the end of the day, like they was playing against the Clippers. Like we expected the Warriors to beat the Clippers.
There you go.
With the Thunder and Portland, we ain't know who was gonna come out that series at first.
To be honest,
and then we ain't know who was gonna come out.
And we definitely asked for it to go 7, did we not?
We did though. But like in my head though, like I saw the Blazers beat them, and I didn't want to say it out loud because I love Russ, but it was just like it was just I thought it was the Blazers moment, you know.
I think all the antagonizing that Russ.
Yeah, it was.
That's what I'm saying. Like all the Dame, like he said, he addressed it. Like, you know what I'm saying, they was talking all that mess. He just made sure he got the last laugh.
Paul George dunk at the end of the game. Like, bro, what are you doing?
Yeah, that's way louder.
That's what I'm saying. Like that whole.
And KD dropping 50, because that's regular for KD. Like that's just easy work. Like he was just riding. It was hella efficient.
But that's why. That's why. You said easy work. That's why. Because like I'm watching KD score 50, and it's like he might as well be on the court with himself.
I'm about to say he got a 5'9" player guard.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He like a 7-foot sharpshooter, bro. So
no, it wasn't just Pat Bev. It was a whole team. Nobody could stop him. And
it's the Clippers, though. End of the day,
we not okay. Look,
and Dame really had to grind out that 50. Like,
yeah, okay, right. And it's great. It's great.
You know what I'm saying?
I feel it, bro. Both of them are great games, bro.
Both of them close it out like that. Like
then he closed
it. Game. 47, 50. Game. 47 to 50 and game. That's game.
Yeah, no, it's great. Both of them great, bro. Like, you know what? I'm not taking one over the other, bro, because they both amazing to me.
No, they were both amazing.
Because one is a guard who going in there and getting what he want, and then one is KD, a 7-foot guard, forward, center, who out here just making it seem like he's not even playing against nobody, how he's just out here for shooting practice.
That's literally it, though. Like, KD, for sure, like, he gonna score in you different ways, but it was just a situation, like, them two been going at each other the whole season, you feel me? And that's just how you gonna send a man home.
With 50. He said, 50.
And then,
50
then waving as the shot go in.
Game.
Like, they looking stupid.
Like game.
But for real, man.
Like KD 50 a blowout. Like they won by 20.
But the thing about Dame stuff that I like about his though is it's not even just Dame though. Like if you go back through all the stories stuff like that, you see the other Curry brother talking mess to the bench, like you know it's going in, right? You know it's over for y'all, right? Like like that's funny because like as a team they all like like you see him talking stuff, you see CJ as soon as the shot in the air he. Bye.
Game.
Yeah. No, but
that's one of them playground games.
Like I like both games, man. But KD, I don't know why, man. I don't know. It's just my personal, like it's effortless, and then he outshined Steph and Klay.
Well, they got hurt, and that's what's kind of tricky with that too. So he kind of had to step up, versus like Dame, where with with Lillard. They needed his 50. They need his 50. So without 49, 49 they lose.
The Warriors might need
49. 49 they lose. You said 48 they lose.
The Warriors might need. They do need KD 50.
No, they not in that game. Well, they probably did. It was it was like 120 something to like 100.
Take away his 50.
They won, but that's fine.
Take away his 50.
That's fine.
No, for real though. Both games great.
You said take away 50.
Take away his 50.
I said take away 2 or 4 points, and they lose. Like they lose the game. You take away 2, 3, 4 points from Kevin Durant, they still win the game. They still win.
Yeah, no. I still like his 50. I like both 50s. I like basketball.
All right, so here's a question, a topic, because I hear a lot of buzz and a lot of garbage talk in regards to my main man, Mr. Triple Double, Russell Westbrook, and I'm not really too happy about that, to be honest. He goes out there and gives his best effort, 110% night in, night out. They go out there and they say he's stat hunting because he's getting triple doubles. Well, let me tell you something. You can't coach effort. You know what I'm saying? You can't coach heart. And that's what rebounds are. You got to have some heart, and you got to have some effort, and you got to have some grit to go down there and down low.
We're not about to sit here and act like he out here boxing out everybody and coming and taking every rebound of everybody. You know, like. At least five to six of those rebounds is. I'm gonna just get this over with.
But as the defense or the offense, you can definitely stop someone from getting rebounds. Like you can definitely do that.
Yeah,
he's 6'3", getting 10 rebounds a game. You can definitely stop a person from doing that.
And then then that's the same thing with I don't know if you I watched I didn't watch. It came up some part of Kobe's detail, and it was talking about Kyrie. Kyrie had let himself go all the way underneath the rim. Get himself pushed all the way underneath the rim, and then the rebound gets pushed out to the free throw line, which it normally does. From Kobe's point of view, guards should stay at the free throw line for that rebound to get tapped out to them, because the big guys are fighting for it to get hits out, they get hit off of them, and that's a lot of those rebounds. I'm not taking away from whatever, because I agree with you. You can't coach effort.
Yeah.
And I think I put on the script here, past his prime, because that's what I heard too, But what I like about all the negativity on Westbrook is that I'm excited for next year. Because remember, he said, you said I was a ball hog. I come back and I
lead the league in assists.
Now you said I can't shoot. Oh, Lord.
Yeah, I can only imagine what's going to happen next year. I mean, he's going fishing this year, him and Paul George, but I can only imagine what type of effort he's going to put in to make sure they keep proving the critics wrong year after year. Yeah, it's another first-round exit for Russell Westbrook. Yeah, he hasn't been past the first round since Kevin Durant has been gone. But that's fair game with me. I mean, you can't win them all.
Who did they play last year in the first round?
They had Carmelo on the team too. It was Utah. So
it's never like Utah. It's an easy first round, because Utah at that time, Donovan Mitchell was playing amazing basketball. Granted they probably still should have beat them, but Utah Jazz just had that first round.
They couldn't miss.
This year you meet Dame and CJ, who last year got swept, and they wasn't having anything like that. And then y'all poked the bear in Dame, But I feel I don't know. I can't chill on Westbrook because he's a star.
You gotta be.
So I hold him to a certain level.
Standard?
Yeah, because it's I don't expect you. I don't need you to be Steph and hitting every three or nothing like that. But I still expect what happened to the Westbrook that I know would go 100 miles per hour
and
pull
stop
up at the
on a dime,
and pull up and
stop
hit
on a dime and make it, absolutely.
What's going on there,
So I don't know. It's scary. It's scary to see it, because he shot 66% from the free throw line, career worst. And when you see that initial percentage, you're shocked as a guard in the NBA shooting 66%.
He could be, but maybe he has to, man. That team, they don't have that. That's an effort team.
That's what I'm saying. The effort there, of course, but I just think he's trying to be not necessarily man, but trying to just will his team to victory too hard, too much. He's got to relax. A lot of the shots that he take is
forced.
Yeah, it's forced shots. He shouldn't be taking those shots. If he can cut down on some of those shots, be more efficient, and still keep those scoring numbers and everything, then he'll be good.
I think he still struggles to play with another star.
That too.
Really?
Yeah.
But he just, like I said, he just tried too hard to will his team to victory. He just got to relax, do what he do. If it's his night, if it's his night, then go ahead. But if it's not, then give it to Paul George. Let Paul George go ahead and.
But he never doing that though.
But wait, he's not never doing what?
He's done it, but then he even came out and was like, I just gotta play my basketball and stop worrying about everybody else.
Yeah, in my eyes, I feel like he always try to get his back. So if somebody score on him, of course he gonna come down and try to score the ball again, which is what you should do. But he tries to force it too much, and he gets forcing the bad shots. Paul George go off for 20 straight. And then Westbrook come in, all right, my turn. Let me go off for 20 straight. Nah, bro.
Sometimes.
You don't have to do that. You don't have to one up everybody. You feel me?
I will say this: when Paul George is in a game with Russell Westbrook, with Russell Westbrook, I will say this: he shoots less shots. Westbrook shoots less shots when Paul George is in a game. So he's looking to get Paul George involved. He's looking to get Paul George his stats, his confidence level going and everything else.
But it don't flow.
It kind of does flow though.
Sometimes it do, but it's to me it's wishy-washy.
It gotta be more than them two though.
Yeah, and I think that's the biggest thing. It has to be more than Paul George and Russell Westbrook. No.
And I agree with that too. Like that's what I was just getting to. Like, you know, with that team, that's what I was saying. Like, it's an all hustle team. Like, those are all guys. Like, nobody on that team is really just like coming down. Nobody on that team is a JJ Redick, you know, Jr. Where I can hit them all the time in the corner, and 80% of the time, 70% of the time, they're hitting the three or something like that.
You see that, or even Ferguson.
Yeah, no, Ferguson. Yeah, they got a lot of faith in Ferguson. And hopefully, like, he pans out for them to be a better corner threat. But then again, going back to the whole, like, I think the Russ still struggles to play with another superstar, and I think he does. So at times, like, he struggles to find that medium place of not shooting enough, shooting too much, shooting just enough, while still, you know,
distributing guys involved.
But then again, I see, like, the struggle there with that team, you know, because sometimes it's only Paul George that you can pass the ball to, because the rest of them is self-check.
Unless you can catch Steven Adams around the rim.
Yeah,
you know?
And sometimes, because he might get fouled and just throw the ball anywhere and pray to God it goes in.
James Harden, Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Chris Paul, PJ Tucker, Kevin Durant, Draymond Green.
Warriors and the Rockets. Warriors and the Rockets.
Basically the Warriors and the Rockets. Now, what is it going to take?
It's the rematch, pump.
Chris Paul being healthy the whole series.
What is it going to take, Alex? What is it going to take?
Chris Paul. He just got to be healthy.
It's that simple?
Hey, I told y'all first round how they was playing. He was getting the least minutes of the starters.
Now, what does that mean what does that mean for this series now?
I just mean hopefully he rested, well rested. So, like, he ain't got to take over the show, of course, but he can play. He can be healthy enough to stay in the game and not get out in the second game of the second round.
Absolutely.
Be able to last.
Absolutely. So yeah, there's some injuries that's plaguing, and it can make a huge difference in this series. And Klay Thompson, you know, ankle sprain.
I think
Steph
might be the same.
I don't know if you guys seen Steph ankle sprain, but man, low top shoes. You know, so he has the ankle braces on, but he still, like, just flat out just turned it, and it was kind of gruesome. And he stayed on the court for a little while before heading into the locker room. But I don't personally think both of those players.
I mean, I saw a story where it said that wasn't as serious as it looked, though.
Houston, let's go. Take y'all advantage.
Yeah, no, I definitely want Houston to beat them. Like, just because I'm just like, as much as I think the Warriors are, like, I admire
unstoppable.
I admire the unstoppableness and how and the scoring ability. I'm tired of seeing them in the finals.
Yeah,
you know,
CP, my dog. This is it.
I
hope so. What are you waiting for? Come on now.
Yeah,
for real, man. Like I said, I think Paul, like I like Malik made me pay attention to the fact that they were playing him less minutes, so it's like worrying about his durability and making sure he can play this next, you know, round 2 against the Warriors. And then with Klay and them being hurt, this might be like the most opportune time for them to take advantage and win.
Will the style of play the Houston Rockets this year and how they play with James Harden, ISO at top of the key, pick and rolling, will that help, or will that be able to be enough to stop the Golden State Warriors when you got a guy like Kevin Durant who can go off for 35 any given night when he wants to? Because, like he said, he's Kevin Durant.
With the Warriors, they just can't trade buckets. So if you're going to give them a bucket, you can't let them come back and get a bucket.
And you're referring to?
James Harden.
Okay.
I think that goes both ways, P.
But I'm saying, that's what I'm saying. Like, he's saying, like, what's the key for, like, getting them, like, or for the Warriors? Like, you just can't let James Harden do what he wants. Like, I know y'all gonna handle business on one side of the floor, take care of business on the other side. And like you said, it do go either way. But I don't know. I see the Warriors being a better defensive team than the Rockets.
Okay, but I like this thing right here, and tell me what you think. I like this notion right here, and tell me what you think. The key for the Houston Rockets to make it competitive and actually make it a series, because I don't think it can actually be a series if they don't do this. If you do not make Steph and Curry play defense, you are not going to win this series. If you allow him to chill in the corner on the baseline and guard the most least possible person that's going to get the ball, then you're in huge trouble. But if they can get the pick and roll action or the ISO action where you can come, where whoever's checking Steph Curry, because you know from the initial start, Steph Curry's not going to be checking James Harden. So if you can get that switch, because that's all they do nowadays in the NBA anyway is switch. So if you can get that right switch where you have Steph Curry taking James Harden, I think that puts the Rockets in a huge advantage.
Shit, even if you let Chris Paul just dance on him a little bit.
And I said a huge advantage. That's right. I said a huge advantage. Because Steph cannot check James Harden. Not this year.
Even with an ankle like that, like I said, if Chris Paul just dance on him a little bit, then get a ball up, then boom. That man tired, ankle hurt.
Something,
Klay,
coming from the Warriors standpoint, I think you can almost kind of like let James do what he wants as far as scoring and make sure nobody else helps out. Like the same aspect of what I said about like with the Denver Nuggets, like letting a guy like Jokic do what he does, but not letting Murray and them go off of what they do. Because like if you look at the last series, not last, but if you look at it like this, like look at it during the season, you can see games where James Harden goes off and they still lose because he's the only one. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So like I think like that's an aspect. That's like a way that they can look at it. But shoot, I mean they can play the same defense that Jazz is playing. Like not letting him shoot threes and
just don't play it behind me. Don't have a player.
What did the Warriors do to stop James Harden?
Klay Thompson will play game one.
With the Warriors to stop James Harden?
Yep. To make the series short.
Oh man. I don't know. You gotta make him shoot. Or I just say stop everybody around him.
Okay.
I'd say keep the hand
nobody
down.
else go off because he gonna get his shots up regardless.
So like PJ, make sure you got PJ in the corner. Make sure you stopping that lob with Capella, with Clint Capella for sure. Who else you got to worry about in terms of the starting lineup?
I mean, you got to worry about Chris Paul.
Yeah, he gonna get his mid range. He gonna get his flourish.
You can't. I mean, you of course can't let PJ Tucker them get hot though, because like they get hot, then they are a problem. Like cause like the last game, when Harden was struggling, Tucker and what's my man's name?
Go 3 for 3 with the Warriors. So that's like the only team in the league that really can. Shoot
with them, yeah.
Rebounds too. Rebounds for sure, because James Harden gonna be shooting like that, then somebody gonna be down there, Capella, getting them boards, so they gonna have to box him out. And Boogie ain't gonna be playing.
And I think that's what it comes down to a lot, Capella, how he plays this series.
On like, what's his name, Jordan Bell, and I forgot the other dude there, but yeah, like.
Oh, McKinney?
Whoever the Warriors got down there.
Yeah, they got McKinney, number 28.
They still got Andrew Bogut?
They definitely got Andrew Bogut. Obviously KD. Obviously they got Kevin Durant. Yeah. But then what's the name started yesterday or the other day? Sean Livingston. So they had Sean Livingston at the 3. Obviously, he's 6'7", so he can do that. Yeah. And then Steph, Klay, Sean Livingston, Kevin Durant, and then Draymond was the 5.
Yeah, they got to get boards.
For the Warriors?
Yeah, the Warriors got to get boards. They got to box out.
I think the Rockets just gotta make them feel them on defense at all times. Like it should never be a play where somebody not putting their elbow, their hand on Steph, or Klay, like, cause like a lot of times like they threes, like why people are close to them, they not touching them. Yeah. So then you lose them, and then you get hit by a screen, and then here comes Steph with all he needs is 3 inches of space, firing up a 3.
So it's just like you need a common balance, like on defensive end, you need a common balance. You definitely got to make sure that Steph and Klay are working on defense. They have to work. If you're going to ISO, that means people just get to stand around because the offense is going to stand around. And so if there's no movement, then the defense gets to rest. And that's not, so that's not going to be good. That's not going to be
right. And that's the problem with that whole ISO play that James Harden does.
Yeah.
Like, even if he ISO him, we still got to be moving a little bit. It
has to be something. Somebody has to be running around baseline.
Whether it's him at the top, and then wings are down screening on the corners, and then we coming up. You know what I'm saying?
It has to be something. So that concludes this portion of The Rundown. Make sure you subscribe to The Rundown Podcast on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. This is brought to you by WMHW. So we're going to keep it rocking and keep it moving. So don't you stop listening to The Rundown.
You so lame.
Why I got to be lame?
Because what was that?
What was what?
That's your outro?
Man, listen. Listen to The Rundown.
What?
Listen to The Rundown.
One more time.
Listen to The Rundown.
Hey.
Yeah, you know. So just make sure you tune in and listen to all the episodes of The Rundown Podcast.
This ain't entertainment. It's fuzzing and on a slave ship. These songs just the spirituals I swam against them waves with. Ended up on shore to their amazement. I hope the example I set's not contagious. Lock us behind gates but can't tame us. Victory to me is when you spend your time right. Victory to me is when you get your grind right. Victory to me is when you get your minds right. Dedication, hard work, plus patience. To some more of my sacrifice, I'm done waiting. Told you that I wasn't playing. Now you hear what I've been saying. Dedication. It's dedication.